Hey, I'm David Duran, and this is How Many, where we count dark moments, unanswered questions, weird things, and more from awesome and sometimes not so awesome horror movies. Today is the turn for The Cabin in the Woods from 2012, directed by Drew Goddard. Goddard? Oh, okay, that's a difficult one, I'm sorry. And written by him and Joss Whedon, who directed the first Avengers movie. This one is an homage to horror movies, giving some answers to a bunch of plot holes and weird things that happen in these kind of films. And this wouldn't be a good homage if there wasn't a good bunch of monsters. That's why we're counting all of them. Well, not all of them, because there was a point where it was really hard to count them, but most of them. Let's see. We start in a lab with two engineers being informed Stockholm has failed at some operation, which is weird. I thought everything was perfect there. What about the like a Swiss watch thing? Now what? Sweden is not Switzerland? Both engineers show little to no worries, saying Japan and the US are still standing for whatever they are doing. But as it isn't the first time that happens, who cares? It's totally okay. And here we have the most unexpected jump scare of all time. Seriously, I know this is self-aware and all that, but it's a little too much. Do you want to see it? Are you sure? You're ready? Okay? Go.
Are you even listening to me?
Now let's move to the suburbs, where two friends, Dana and Jules, are getting ready to spend a weekend in a cabin in the woods. Obviously. When looking inside Dana's backpack, Jules sees two books. Dana says it's just in case she gets bored.
Soviet economic structures?
Well, I mean, that actually seems quite interesting to me. And now by the door is Kurt. Wait, is that Chris Oddinson's Hemsworth? And that one down there is Holden, Thor's friend. Finally, we meet Maury, the most stoner I've ever seen in movies. He's also probably Shaggy from Scooby-Doo in a parallel universe. And this is kind of weird because just as I leave, someone on the roof says,
"Nest is empty."
Back in the lab, these engineers watch our five friends using satellites, which is really funny because Maury just said,
"Someplace for one goddamn weekend when it can't globally position my ass."
They get some gas in the middle of nowhere, and starting with some good horror movie cliches, the owner is the classic creepy old and unfriendly man every group of teenagers come across at some point. The place they are heading may be in the middle of nowhere, but you know where nature is? At that same place. Look at that eagle. Nature is amazing. We could learn so much from it. Oh, now that cabin must be the Evil Dead one. I totally know those trees. Holden's room has a nice view, but he's a decent human being and warns Dana about the one-side mirror before she takes off her clothes. They change rooms and then we see them being watched in the lab. Wow, this is a stalking taken to the next level. Now, I'm not sure the creepy man was just playing a role because even though he calls the engineers, he says,
"The lambs have passed through the gate. They are come to the killing floor.
They will not be." I'm still on speakerphone, aren't I?
Oh, come on. The man is just taking his job seriously. Later in the lab, everyone is betting on something. I don't know what that's about, but it seems they are having a great time. They mention,
they have to make the choice of their own free will. Otherwise, the system doesn't work.
Yeah, which is interesting. Our friends start with some truth or dare. And I have to tell you guys, just avoid doing it in an abandoned church in Mexico or else you could become part of a bad movie. Maury dares Jules to make out with the head of a wolf and I'm just waiting for the thing to rip off her face. But nothing happens. Now it's Dana's turn, but...
There.
The wind must have blown it over.
That makes what kind of sense?
This is so self-aware. I always laugh when the main characters make that kind of nonsensical assumptions. Anyway, Jules dares Dana to go down there and find out what's in the box. No, what's in the cellar. Then everyone gets down there, finding a lot of weird things and touching everything. I know I'd be curious, but guys, didn't you see The Evil Dead? I mean, I totally understood that in The Conjuring, but But you? Dana finds a book. It's about people getting insane, basically.
And there's something in Latin.
Oh, you should never read Latin in spooky places.
Do not read the Latin.
This movie is great. And Maury, my man. After reading the Latin, some kind of zombies appear nearby.
Yes, you had zombies, but this is zombie redneck torture family, see?
That's good to know. I'd just like to take a look at the whiteboard here. Do you see how cool it is? We have werewolves, probably Alien from Alien, zombies, some clowns, witches, and sexy witches. Come on. Demons, Hell Lord, which I think is Pinhead from Hellraiser, Deadites from The Evil Dead, the Mummy, Snowman, that's probably Jack Frost. No, the other Jack Frost. Yeah. The Merman, that's awesome. The Merman, that's wow. The Reanimated, probably from the Reanimator. A unicorn? Really? Come on. Okay, this is amazing. We also get some images from Japan of what looks like Sadako or Kayako from The Ring and the Grudge. Nice. Jules and Kurt go outside to have some classic Friday the 13th fun. Fortunately, Maury has a feeling someone or something is behind all this. At first, Jules is like,
I'm chilly.
but the engineers in the lab increase the heat and just in case release some pheromones, you know. Right when the fun was starting, some zombies get there, killing Jules. Oh. Meanwhile, a voice tells Maury to go for a walk. Kurt gets to the house, taking down a zombie in his way.
We gotta play it safe. No matter what happens, we have to stay together.
That's not very good for the lab, so they release some kind of gas that makes Kurt say it's a better idea to split up. What? Do you see now? It's not your favorite horror movie characters being dumb, it's just drugs. Inside his room, Maury finds cameras, realizing about something, a conspiracy. But a zombie goes after him. With a knife in his back, the zombie drags him into a hole. Dana and Holden find a room under the floor. They go down as the monsters are about to enter the cabin. But they are attacked by one of the creatures, which had a bear trap. Dana grabs a knife and stabs the thing many times until it's dead. I mean, she went straight up for the brain. The engineers are not happy about it, and a small electric shock comes out of the knife, so Dana leaves it behind. The God of Thunder joins them, and the three get to the camper. In Japan, a group of children perform some kind of ritual, putting an end to the ghost. So the US must be successful on whatever this is. By the way, look at Buenos Aires. Whoa! Our heroes are about to leave the place, but the engineers blow a tunnel so they can't escape. Kurt is about to make a jump across the cliffs with his motorcycle, in the same place where we saw the eagle before. Oh. Back in the camper, another zombie takes down Holden and the vehicle ends up in a lake. And don't worry about Dana, she's okay, but the engineers are celebrating already, as they explain the virgin's death is optional. And unfortunately, the biggest zombie goes after a girl. The party is starting, but the director calls a laugh because of a small problem. It seems like my man Maury is not actually dead. My man. And he even saves Dana from the zombie. The two of them got to the grave where Maury was dragged. It's actually some kind of container with an elevator which goes somewhere. Maury touches some wires and the elevator starts moving. When it stops, we get to see a werewolf and then a ghost. We also get a look of a pretty ballerina and the cousin of Pinhead. And now this is hard, as we get a wide shot of different containers, all with creatures in them. I can see a giant spider, some dogs. This goes too fast and I can't do my job like this, so we'll just count the ones I get to see clearly. Oh my gosh, is that a giant centipede? Yeah, and those girls are from The Shining. The elevator moves once more. Now a security guard threatens Mari and Dana, but a zombie hand distracts the guard and allows the two survivors to knock him and enter a control room while many guards start shooting. Dana finds a purge button, what releases all the creatures. Angry tree, giant snake, a robot, that thing taking a soul, a bat, the werewolf, a demon and zombies, an insect, those guy from The Strangers, some crazy doctors, some thing crawling the ceiling, the clowns. No, oh, the unicorn. Now fairy tales won't be as sweet as you thought. I don't even know what those things are. Scarecrows? And the merman! That's great! That probably was some octopus. Or the kraken. Moving through some tunnels, Dana kills one of the engineers accidentally. She and Mari continue till they reach a room full of stones with the figures of 5 people. Oh my, is that Ripley from Alien? The director explains there are some creatures called the Ancient Ones, who demand a sacrifice of 4 or 5 people, or else they'll destroy the world. The whore, the athlete, the scholar, the fool, and the virgin.
Me? Virgin? We work with what we have.
Dana gets the message, but before she can shoot Mori, a werewolf bites her. Mori shoots the creature, saving his friend, and a zombie helps Mori with the director. Now they'll just wait for the world's end. Nice, right? There were a lot of monsters that I couldn't count, or just didn't make it to the final cut, such as the Blob, a giant floating head, woman, laser and crow, the KKK and a troll. Yeah, that's sad. But let's check the count. That was good, especially for 90 minutes, and I seriously loved that bat. And the unicorn. Yeah. Remember to share with your friends and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss my next video, which by the way will be It from 2017. We'll see how scary that is. I'm David Duran, this is How Many, have a good day, bye.